So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name's Baron Grant and I'm wrapped to be with you for another day, another tip, another trick, another idea, something that's going to be able to help you make changes in your life to lose all the weight that you want and keep it off this time. Never go back. Keep this weight off for the rest of your life. That's what we want. Now, before I jump into today's topic, make sure you head to Ditching the Diet, where you can get your hands on my new book. You can jump on a call with me and I can help you on your journey to see if you can make those big changes that you're after. Now, today's topic was inspired, I think it was early 90s. Gee, it seems like a long time ago. Early 90s pop band, New Kids on the Block. So my sister, she had a favourite band, and that was New Kids on the Block. And so I actually, I remember their songs very well. And one of their songs was called Step by Step. I should try and sing. You know that one? Step by step. That's all you're going to get. That one. So today I want to talk about the step-by-step approach that you need when it comes to losing weight. Because frankly, when you embark on a weight loss journey, it can feel pretty damn overwhelming, particularly if you've tried lots of things in the past, if you've started this journey lots of times, and then maybe you've started it lots of times and the weight has continued to go up over the years. And talking to people, I often talk to them about the concept of standing at the bottom of Mount Everest and looking up and going, holy crap, that is such a long way away. How on earth can I ever get to the top of this mountain, being their weight loss goal at the end? And now some people only have a 5 kilo climb, or some people have a 20 kilo climb. I spoke to a guy today who has an 85 kilo climb. And so everybody is at a different point, and their goal always can, well, in most cases, can seem a long, long way away. And when we look at it like that, it can feel like overwhelming. And when it feels too overwhelming, a lot of us want to throw in the towel and go, no, blow this. It's too much. I'm never going to be able to do it. And that little voice on your shoulder that tells you that you can't do it, he goes into overdrive and lets you know that it's too far, it's too big, your goal's too audacious. There's no way on earth you can ever lose 30 kilos or 40 kilos or 50 kilos or anything like that. So you feel completely and utterly stuck. Well, I want you to think about it today in a step-by-step process, as opposed to thinking, I'm never going to get there. I want you to have a wild goal of like, what is that number that you want to get to? Because you can get there. And remember, it's not about the number, it's about how you feel when you get there and what changes are going to happen in your body. But the number's a good measurement, right? So it's just a measurement. And I want you to think about it. How can I do this thing step by step? So I'll give you an example. Today, I was chatting with a lady on the phone, and she's going to start on my program in a month's time. She doesn't quite have the money yet, but she's going to start in a month's time. And she said, all right, Baron, she asked the question, what are some things that I can do right now to ensure that I've actually sort of started the process before I start? And as we were sort of going through some ideas, two main ideas stood out, and so I shared those with her. Number one is I said, I want you just to drink water. That's it. Nothing else, right? When it gets into how many calories you're eating and the types of food to eat and what meals to have, that becomes a bit more challenging. You need some greater structure and support with that component. But water, just drink more water, that's pretty simple. So this lady likes a wine. This lady loves her coffee and other things. And I said, right, what I would encourage is just drink water. That will make a difference. You'll actually probably lose a couple of kilos just starting off by just drinking water and nothing else. And when I mean water, I don't mean tea, I mean water, right? Water is the best thing you can drink. And so if you were to eliminate the alcohol, if you were to eliminate the tea and coffee, if you eliminate soft drink, and you just start drinking water, that's one thing that's really measurable and really simple to change in your life that's going to start heading you in the right direction if you're trying to lose weight. So that's something everybody can do. If you're watching this, you can just start drinking water. That's one step on the journey, right? You're standing at the bottom of Mount Everest. You don't feel like you can climb the whole damn thing. It's going to take 100 years, or you might not even get to the top. But the first step you can take is, I'm going to drink water every day and nothing else. So chop out everything else. The second thing that I said to her was exercise, and set a time to exercise every day. That's step number 2, right? So you've gone from the ground, now you're drinking water, now you're going to the next level, which is exercise every day. Now, she wasn't able to walk at the moment, but she's enjoying swimming. And she swims a lot. And so I said, sweet, I want you to swim at least 5 or 6 days a week. Awesome, I can do that. That's great. So now she's going to go do that. And I said, in addition to that, try and set a time. Because remember, this is not about a diet. This is about changing habits for the rest of your life. And so the second step is go and exercise every day, but see if you can set a time to exercise every day. So you know that's my new process. I get up 6:30 in the morning, I train. Or it's, after I come home from work, I go for my walk. Or I go for a swim. Or I go for a ride. Whatever it is that your training mechanism is, do it consistently, daily. So have a set time to do that every day, and that will sort of help you on that journey. So there were 2 things that are just little steps so that you can start progressing up that big Mount Everest that you feel like you might be climbing. And your Mount Everest might be 60 kilos, but it might be 20 kilos, it might be 10 kilos. Everyone's at a different place, and everyone feels that some people will feel that it's heavier than others. Like there's a big, heavy journey that I've got to go to, where other people might go, well, it's 10 kilos, but that's heavy for me. Do you know what I mean? So the second thing that I like to think about as well is it's going to take time to get there. And that's why it's a step-by-step approach, right? So how do you chunk that whole amount down? So if you've got 50 kilos to lose, right, you're better to chunk it down and go, right, what do I actually do today? How do I win today? And we know that we win by eating the right food, drinking the right amounts of water, and movement every day. They're the things. We do those things every day, we win the day. And if you can chunk it down and go, right, I don't have to worry about when I'm going to lose 10 or when I'm going to lose 30 or when I'm going to lose 50. I can just go, I just got to do my process today, and the weight will take care of itself. So we win the day. And then after we win day 1, we win day 2. And then we win day 3, and then we've won a week. But don't even think a week yet. Just think one day, I'm going to eat good today. And it might be for you, step by step, remember? It might be you're eating McDonald's every day, or you're eating some form of takeaway every day. Let's remove that. That's your one step. That's the first step. Let's remove the takeaway from your life. And then maybe the next step might be, I've got the takeaway out of my life. The next step for me is going to be, I'm going to remove the energy drinks out of my life. That's step number 2. And then step number 3 might be, now I'm going to step it up and I'm going to cut out some bread. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to eat as much bread anymore. That could be your step number 3. But the trick is that if you really want to get to the top of Mount Everest, you've got to keep stepping. You can't step backwards, because if you step backwards, you're not going anywhere. So that looks like, I tried this bread thing and eating less bread, and that didn't work, so I started eating it again. Well, you've just stepped straight back down the mountain. So step by step, but they've got to be forward motions with no back steps. You can't step back, because if you step back, then you just got to start all over again. So we know that energy drinks aren't good for us. We know that chocolate is not good for us. We know that chips are not great for us. So if you start to eliminate some of that stuff or reduce it significantly in your life, that's always a good thing, but you can never go back to having it the same amount that you did before. So step by step, but make sure those steps are in a forward motion. Then chunk it down and go, right, I'm not going to try and lose 40 kilos in a week. That's not going to happen, so I've got to get my head in the right place. This is a process that I've got to go through. I'm just going to focus on winning today. Win today. Food, water, walking. Move every day, eat good food, drink lots of water, and you'll win today. And do that for a few days, and suddenly you've won the week. That's how we chunk it down. It's got to be a piece by piece by piece approach. You can even break it down even more than that, because sometimes I talk to people and they say, Baron, I start the day really, really well. I start off and I have some yogurt and berries, and then I get to lunch and I have a salad for lunch. I'm all good, and then I come home and it turns to crap. And they say, I come home and I just eat anything that's in the fridge, anything that's in the pantry, and it's all over. All the hard work for the morning is gone. So maybe you need to win the morning and not just win the day. So maybe you need to go, right, I'm going to win the morning this time. But then I'm going to start again, I'm going to win the afternoon. But chunk it down into smaller pieces and remember why you're doing it in the first place. So step by step to get to the top of that Mount Everest. You'll get there, but we just got to take it step by step, piece by piece. And when you do that, as long as it's in a forward motion up the mountain, not back down the mountain where we give up on different elements, you'll actually get there. So you'll get there step by step, you'll get towards your goal, but you've got to keep going forward. We'll chat tomorrow.